She left behind a note that stunned everyone, a final confession from Barbara Hale that changed everything we thought we knew about her life. Before the world knew her as the poised and brilliant Della Street, she was just a small-town girl from Illinois with big dreams and quiet determination. Barbara Hale was born on April 18, 1922 in DeKalb, Illinois, to Luther Ezra Hale and Wilma Colvin Hale. When her family later moved to Rockford, she grew up surrounded by the struggles of the Great Depression, an experience that shaped her resilience and humility. Even in those difficult years, Barbara carried herself with grace, always striving to rise above her circumstances. Her heart was first set on art. She attended the Chicago Academy of Fine Arts, hoping to become a painter. But destiny had other ideas. Her natural beauty and elegance caught the eye of photographers and talent scouts, opening doors she never expected. Modeling soon led her to Hollywood, where she signed a contract with RKO Pictures in the early 1940s, a move that would change the course of her life. Barbara started small, taking minor and uncredited roles, yet something about her stood out, a sincerity and quiet confidence that made people remember her. In early films like Higher and Higher, 1943, and The Window, 1949, she proved her range, moving effortlessly between romance and drama. Her presence was captivating, her performances natural and deeply felt. Soon, Barbara became one of Hollywood's most dependable leading ladies, sharing the screen with legends like Frank Sinatra, Robert Young, and James Stewart. Viewers adored her warmth and intelligence, while directors admired her professionalism and effortless grace. But her biggest legacy came not from film, but from television. When Perry Mason premiered in 1957, Barbara Hale stepped into the role that would define her career. Della Street, the loyal, clever, and unshakably calm legal secretary to Raymond Burr's Perry Mason. In an era when women on television were often confined to domestic roles, Barbara's portrayal of Della was revolutionary. She was confident, respected, and every bit as sharp as the men around her. Her chemistry with Raymond Burr was electric, a deep friendship that lasted both on and off screen for decades. Her performance didn't just earn her praise, it made her a household name. In 1959, Barbara won the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress in the Drama Series, a moment that sealed her place in television history. Even after the original series ended in 1966, Barbara wasn't done with Della Street. She returned to the role for more than 30 Perry Mason television movies from 1985 to 1995, working beside Burr again until his death in 1993. Through all those years, her presence remained the emotional anchor of the series, steady, intelligent, and deeply human. Her soft voice, calm composure, and quiet strength became the soul of Perry Mason. Yet, beyond television, Barbara's film career was just as remarkable. She appeared in over 50 feature films, including The Boy with Green Hair, 1948, Jolson Sings Again, 1949, and Lorna Doone, 1951. Each role revealed something unique, a woman who could bring warmth and depth to any character she played. And unlike many stars of her time, Barbara managed to keep her personal life graceful and private, far from the chaos of Hollywood fame. She wasn't just admired for her beauty or her talent, she was loved for her dignity, kindness, and humility. She carried herself with calm confidence, never chasing drama or fame for the wrong reasons. In every interview, Barbara Hale spoke about how much family and faith meant to her, always putting her home life above the bright lights of Hollywood. Her colleagues often described her as kind, graceful, and generous, a true lady in every way. Her rise to success wasn't because of glamour alone, but because of her integrity, hard work, and genuine love for acting. In 1945, while filming the Western West of the Pecos, Barbara's life took a turn that would shape her happiness for decades. The movie, based on a novel by Zane Grey, gathered many young Hollywood talents, including a handsome rising star named Bill Williams, whose real name was Herman August Wilhelm Catt. Bill had that rugged, all-American charm and a quiet strength that drew people in. Barbara, on the other hand, was elegant and radiant, already proving herself as one of Hollywood's most promising actresses. On long filming days under the hot desert sun and calm evenings with the cast, a spark began to grow between them. Their connection felt effortless, both on-screen and off. What started as friendly companionship soon deepened into something real and lasting. Barbara admired Bill's kindness, modesty, and steady personality, rare qualities in a business known for competition and ego. Bill was equally taken by her intelligence, grounded nature, and quiet strength. Together, they brought out the best in each other. They shared the same values, a love for family and a strong belief in hard work. Those shared principles became the foundation of their relationship. As their bond grew stronger, the two became inseparable, often seen together at Hollywood gatherings. Yet they both preferred peaceful nights at home over the glitz and noise of the industry. Their love story reached a beautiful milestone on June 22, 1946, when they got married in a small, heartfelt ceremony that reflected their humble spirits. Even though both were busy actors, Barbara and Bill built a marriage that stood firm through the pressures of fame and long work hours. Friends and colleagues admired them as one of Hollywood's rare, steady couples in a time when most celebrity marriages didn't last. Barbara often said their marriage survived because it was built on respect, laughter, and patience, things that never faded even during hard times. Together, they raised 3 children, daughters Jody and Juanita, and a son, William Catt, who later followed in their parents' footsteps and became a successful actor. Family was always at the heart of Barbara's life. Whenever possible, she chose family over fame, even turning down film roles so she could spend more time with her children. She believed her most important role wasn't on camera, but at home as a wife and mother. Their household was warm, loving, and filled with creativity. Both Barbara and Bill encouraged their kids to follow their passions, but reminded them to stay humble and kind. Their son William Catt would eventually rise to fame as a leading actor in the 1980s hit series, The Greatest American Hero. Later, he appeared alongside his mother in the Perry Mason TV movies, a collaboration that beautifully reflected their close bond and shared love for storytelling. Barbara Hale was deeply proud of her children. She often said that having a family who shared her passion for acting and creativity was one of her greatest blessings. Barbara's marriage to actor Bill Williams lasted nearly 50 years, a rare achievement in Hollywood. Their union stood as proof that true love could endure in an industry built on fame and fleeting relationships. Through career highs, personal struggles, and life's many changes, they remained devoted to each other until Williams passed away in 1992. Their love was grounded in friendship, faith, and respect, qualities that made their relationship one of Hollywood's quiet success stories. It was a love story that mirrored Barbara herself, full of grace, strength, and unwavering loyalty. For decades, she captured hearts as Della Street, the loyal secretary to Raymond Burr's Perry Mason. Together, their on-screen chemistry became one of the most unforgettable partnerships in television history. Yet, away from the cameras, whispers began to circulate about a bond between Hale and Burr that went much deeper than friendship. After Barbara's passing in 2017, a personal note reportedly found among her belongings changed how many viewed their connection. In that letter, she revealed emotions she had kept hidden for years, feelings that suggested their relationship may have been far more profound than the public ever realized. Barbara was famously private about her personal life. She rarely opened up about her emotions, but in that note, she finally allowed her heart to speak. Raymond was my rock. He gave me strength when I was uncertain, and he believed in me when I doubted myself. Those simple but powerful words revealed a side of their bond the world had never seen, one built on deep trust, understanding, and affection. For nearly 40 years, Barbara and Raymond worked side by side. From the original Perry Mason series, 1957 to 1966, to the TV movies that followed in the 1980s. Through time and change, their connection only grew stronger. Raymond Burr, known for his commanding screen presence and quiet mystery, was also a man who guarded his private life. Barbara's letter painted a picture of a gentler soul, someone with humor, kindness, and a quiet loneliness hidden behind the strong exterior. Ray had a tender heart, she wrote. Behind that deep voice and serious expression was warmth, laughter, and a touch of sadness. Her words showed that Barbara knew a version of Raymond that few others did. Whenever tabloids speculated about his personal life, she defended him fiercely, saying he was one of the kindest, most compassionate people she had ever known. Her confession came as a shock to many, not because it was scandalous, but because it revealed the emotional side of a woman who had always appeared calm and composed in public. In her note, Barbara admitted that Raymond had been her anchor during difficult times. She confessed that, "There were days I leaned on Ray more than I should have. He carried me through long hours on set, through moments of doubt, and through the years when I wondered if Hollywood still remembered me." It became clear that Burr was not just a co-star, he was a source of strength during her most uncertain moments. Her friendship began when Barbara was first cast as Della Street in 1957, a role that would define her career. From the very beginning, she and Raymond shared an effortless connection. Between filming scenes, they would often laugh, share stories, and lift each other's spirits, a genuine bond that would last a lifetime.
Barbara Hale once said, "We didn't have to act the friendship. You could feel it." And that feeling ran deeper than anyone in the public ever knew. As years went by and Raymond Burr's health declined in the early 1990s, Barbara stood by him through it all. She visited him often, even when work made it difficult. When he passed away in 1993, the loss left a silence in her heart that never truly lifted. "When Ray left us, something inside me went quiet," she later confessed. "I still heard his voice every time I walked onto a set." What made Barbara Hale's note so moving wasn't just what she said, it was how honest it was. She didn't write it for fame or the public eye. She wrote it for her family, to help them understand the deep connection that shaped her life, both on and off screen. "I think we loved each other in the truest way," she wrote. "Not through romance, but through the kind of loyalty that never fades." Those words changed how people saw their relationship. In a Hollywood world full of gossip and scandal, Barbara's truth stood out, pure, loyal, and unconditional. It wasn't about secret affairs, it was about a love that existed without boundaries, built on respect and kindness. Her children, especially her son William Catt, spoke openly about Burr's place in their lives. William once said, "Burr felt like an uncle, always warm, generous, and supportive." Barbara confirmed it in her note. Ray was family. He wasn't just Perry to Della. He was part of our lives. When Barbara Hale passed away on January 26, 2017, at the age of 94, the entertainment world lost one of its quietest, yet most radiant stars. But the discovery of her heartfelt note gave the world something even more precious, a glimpse of who she really was. Beyond the poise and intelligence of Della Street, she was a woman who treasured loyalty over fame, compassion over ambition, and truth over appearance. Her final message wasn't of scandal or secrets. It was one of deep gratitude, a love letter to a friendship that defined her life. Her words reframed what love really means, not always loud or romantic, but steady, genuine, and everlasting. If I could speak to Ray again, I'd simply say, thank you for every word, every laugh, and every moment we shared in the story of our lives. Those words still echo today. They remind us that not all great love stories are played out in public or written in the scripts. Some live quietly between two hearts that understand each other perfectly. Barbara Hale's passing marked the end of an era,
not just for her family and fans, but for a generation that grew up watching her as Della Street, the steadfast and brilliant secretary beside Perry Mason. She died peacefully at her home in Sherman Oaks, California, after a brave battle with chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, facing her illness with the same grace that defined her life and career. As tributes poured in from the world, many reflected on her rare combination of elegance, humility, and strength. Together, she and Raymond Berg created one of television's most enduring partnerships, a bond not built on fame, but on genuine respect and affection. And even now, years later, their story continues to remind us that real love, the kind that never fades, often lives not in the spotlight, but in the quiet moments that no one sees.